Good evening. I'm Ron Garland, and it was my privilege for almost 8 years to serve as the Scout Executive for the Cascade Pacific Council. What a great experience that was. And one of the great experiences was the guy that you honor tonight, Dick Siliman. I'd been in this council less than 2 weeks the first time I met Dick, as we talked about the dining hall at Merriweather and all of the design work that had been done and all of the pre-work that had been done. And as I sat in that room and watched him and listened to him, I realized very quickly, here's a guy that cares about kids, here's a guy that cares about quality scouting programs for his community.
It's been my pleasure to follow you as council president, and it has been somewhat intimidating, though, to try and fill your shoes, and I often feel somewhat inadequate to take that role behind you, but really appreciate all that you have done as president, and this award is well deserved, and my hat's off to you for all you've done for the Cascade Pacific Council. Really appreciate it, and thank you.
Dick is a man of integrity. When I think of him in relationship to integrity, what you see on the outside is what's on the inside too. He's a very generous individual, not only with his means and resources, but with his time and his energy. He's willing to share a lot as he serves others. He's a family man. He married his sweetheart, and together they have raised a wonderful family. These are individuals who are not only faithful, but they're contributors to the community, just like their dad and mom.
This evening, we're to give special tribute to a leader who has been uppermost in some construction for our facilities here in Oregon, namely the new dining hall at Camp Merriweather. What a magnificent structure. And this is for not only just the Scouts, this is for the community too. Of course, in the new structure, we're going to miss the foot-stomping opportunity that we had in the old hall. You could really rattle the shingles in that old hall. I'm sure that the new one is going to vastly outlive the old one, and what a tribute for the Scouts and for Oregon and for Dick Siliman. Thank you so much, Dick, and thanks to Hoffman Construction and the many other volunteers that all put forth their efforts for these great, wonderful programs that build the future leaders of our country.
Dick, just calling to say congratulations. I couldn't think of a better person to receive this honor from the Cascade Pacific Council than yourself. It was really a joy and an honor to work with you on the Camp Merriweather project. As you know, we worked on a number of different projects together, including the dining hall and stuff, and I really appreciate your leadership and your guidance and all the friendship and support you gave me through the process. So once again, congratulations. I'm sorry I couldn't be there, but thrilled for you and your family.
When I think of ways to describe Dick, I can't help but first think of humility and integrity. Dick is a man that amplifies those two qualities. And an example of that was early on in his career with Hoffman. They were bidding a job, and it was a job they really wanted. It was of the Portland Performing Arts Center. And he had worked long hours and put in a lot of time, and everybody was excited and really wanted this job. It was in the heart of downtown Portland, so everybody wanted it. And Hoffman, after the bid day was over, Hoffman was awarded the job. And when he came home and told me, I was so excited for him and for me and for our family and for all that this meant to Hoffman. And I just said, well, was everybody excited? Did you get a bunch of attaboys? Was Cecil excited? And he just looked at me as only Dick can look at me, and he says, Shell, that's my job. And that pretty much exemplifies how Dick does everything. He does it for the right reasons. He doesn't do it for a lot of showmanship. He's probably really uncomfortable here tonight. that we're honoring him, that the Boy Scouts are honoring him, but that's how he does everything.
As a child, I think a lot of girls think of their dads as their heroes, and that was definitely true for me. I thought he was such a special man. I thought he could do nothing wrong except for when he was cooking or doing my hair. I remember talking with my mom and being in tears when she would have to leave for whatever reason. Specifically, I remember maybe having my younger sisters, and I would cry and ask how many days Dad had to fix dinner or do my hair for school. There were 3 things my dad could cook, so we had either cold cereal, peanut butter and jelly, or pancakes with butter and sugar, and I think he still eats his pancakes that way today. So it was a little Spartan at dinner time, and there was nothing more awkward than my father with a brush and a barrette in his hand. And so those were some tough mornings getting ready for school. I think I still have a hard time looking at those 3rd grade school pictures. But Dad, you tried, and I love you for it.
My father's always been one of the kindest people that I know. I remember I played competitive soccer growing up, and it was a time in my dad's life that he was really busy and he didn't always have the opportunity to be as involved as he wanted to be, but he always made an effort to come to my games. He knew how important they were to me, and I remember there was one tournament that I went with another family, and my dad jumped up as soon as he got off work on Friday to come up and watch me play. And I remember always looking for him on the sidelines and wanting to make him proud when he had the opportunity to be there and watch me. That tournament, he even brought a book home, in the car for me, so that he could show off his new Porsche, and he had a book so I could see over the dashboard. And he's always so thoughtful like that. And we sped home, maybe a little over the speed limit through the gorge, and it was a weekend that I won't forget.
I had the privilege in high school of attending an early morning church class called seminary, and the blessing from it was that my dad was able to be my teacher along with other kids that went to the same school, and it just so happened to be Halloween, and I decided to go really early so Dad could be my teacher instead of the class that I was supposed to. And everyone, of course, was dressed up for Halloween except for me, because I don't enjoy doing that. And I was wearing jeans and a sweatshirt. And I, of course, was late, but he was my dad, so he'd never mark me tardy. And he said, "What are you dressed up as?" And I just kind of looked at it, and he said, "Oh, you're dressed up as my princess." And I'm still to this day known as his princess. Him and I get to laugh about that often.
He's very kind and he's generous, and those are all the qualities that I find in him that I fell in love with, and I'm still in love with today. And I'm so grateful to the Boy Scouts for honoring him and recognizing these qualities in him. So congratulations, Dick, and we love you.
Dad, remember the #1 rule.
I love you.